Alright, good news everybody. Welcome back. If you were bored out of your mind yesterday, and I apologize, and if you learned anything, you should probably forget it. Either way, we're just going to reassemble this iPhone we had from yesterday. We left off where we put the shield back on this side of the phone, so we're ready to reassemble. And we're going to get to it. And we're going to connect the antenna. Yeah, probably should put some glasses on since I'm blind here. But we're going to start out. We're going to reconnect this antenna here on the top. Maybe. Alright. We're going to slide the board back under that little connector there. Pull out these connectors on the top so they don't get smashed under the board. Pull out the battery connector and this little module here. And of course everything's tangled together. So, there we go. Okay, I'll plug the camera back in. And the home and power buttons. Yep, got ahead of myself. We don't need those in yet. I'll put in the Wi-Fi antenna here. So, hopefully you guys caught what I really wanted to show you yesterday, which was a new technique I learned for reballing. Well, pretty much any chip. That was a TriStar, but this works well for audio ICs and lots of other things. I have yet to try it on a CPU. Those are usually quite difficult to do. However, I keep practicing at it. I'll probably live stream one here soon. So, anyway, back to this phone here. We're going to reconnect this wire. Goes underneath the antenna there. And then slides into this little slot here. I'll show you under the scope here. Little antenna wire slides right into this bracket here and it snaps down, and then we'll reconnect this end maybe. And of course it doesn't want to cooperate. Come on. There we go. I guess while we're here, we remove some of this fuzz. Not really sure where all that came from. I didn't do any work up here other than taking things apart. And now we can plug in our home flex and power button flexes up here. Alright. And our bracket goes right here. Don't put the long screw in the short hole. Yeah, I don't suppose it would really hurt too much here because the short hole or the short screw will not fit in the long hole. You just won't get anywhere like that. And I should probably switch cameras back here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I really need to rearrange this camera on top so that it's closer, and well, I could try zooming in. I do have the software for this camera. Let me take a small break here and let's see if I can find that software so that we can actually zoom in, but I've already forgotten what it's called even. It's a Logitech Brio Cam. Here we go. Logitech Capture. Let's see. If I recall correctly, this program has a zoom function in it. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Zoom. Let's see. Let's see if this actually works. Oh yeah. Okay. That must be a little too much zoom. It's very noisy. Let's try that. Okay, back to the job at hand. Alright. We're just going to continue on across, putting our screws back in. I know this is pretty boring, but it was I'm just trying to keep moving with this YouTube thing. I got a lot to learn, a lot of buttons to be pushed, and just quite a lot of learning to do here. So we're just going to work our way back around the opposite direction that we took it apart. Hey Tim, how are you today? Getting some food, man. Yeah. You go eat, man. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. Does the audio sound all right? Travis. I'm not Lewis, but I wish. Lewis, without Lewis and Tim, I would not be streaming today. They were both crucial in helping me start this. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. I think I'm trying to speak up more, and oh, that's okay, Travis. I'm trying to speak up more with the volume roughly the same as what it was before. I was hearing myself breathing, and I got to thinking about that. And if I turn the volume up more, then of course, it's gonna that'll turn up the breathing as well. Yes, thank you, Tim. You really were one of the people that was crucial in helping me start this. So it's very much appreciated. And look what I've done here. I'm really an idiot. I have gone and put this thing mostly back in the case and left the antenna wire off. So we're going to turn around and back up. This stream will be a little longer than originally planned. And that same screw wants to get stuck. It's not as hard as you think, Tim. It's really just kind of tedious stuff that I really wish I had an assistant to do. Come on, get out of there. See, the thing is I've gone and reassembled this. But I was dumb and left the coax cable out there, so now I'm getting to do this again. Yay. Isn't it always fun when you forget something crucial like that and get to back up and try again? So how are you guys doing today? Doing all right, Travis? It's kind of nice to actually have somebody in here. Yesterday I was all by myself. Talking to yourself gets a little boring after a while. Start to ramble on about things and not really sure where you're going or what you're talking about. And I'm doing all right. I've had last couple of days have been good. I've gotten caught up on a lot of work. So things are definitely getting better. I'll get this. I know this is a boring stream. I needed to stream something today. I want to keep trying at this, keep going. So yeah, reassembling an iPhone is not really. I doubt you're going to learn much, but this is, I guess, more for me just to try to get comfortable and practice with YouTube. I mean, I've assembled, I don't know how many iPhone 6s, assembled, disassembled, whatever. But the YouTube thing is something brand new that I'm trying to learn, and that is me every day. I always forget stuff, just starting repair and trying to think of ways to get customers. Yeah, getting customers. Advertising is, that's something that I'm working on as well. It really is one of those things where you have to, I mean, I end up spending quite a lot of money on advertising, and you really, really have to keep at it. If you let up on the advertising at all, I mean, I know you're sitting there, you're thinking, you know, I spent all this money, I didn't get a job, or I'm not getting jobs from this source or that source. You know, you have to work out all that and figure out where your customers are coming from and try to spend your money in those places. Oh, you've been repairing for years, huh? I didn't know that. What kind of stuff do you repair? Phones, iPhones, MacBooks, other electronics? Alright, so now I have rectified my mistake here. I've put the coax cable back in there. Anything electronics, computers, MacBook, iPhones. Alright, so yeah, we're pretty much doing the same thing. If the part arrives here, I'll try to fit it in this stream. I've got a DC jack, or power jack. I believe it's a Asus or an HP. I forget. It's sitting over here next to me. And it's got a power jack that is, well, pretty much destroyed, so it clearly needs a new jack. And if I have time, well, actually mostly if the part arrives, we had to order a part for that because we did not have one in stock for that particular model. Yeah, they do. I get a lot of Asus machines with power jacks that are busted. Let's see, this one, it's sitting right here. Let me see, this is it here, and let's see, I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up myself, but yeah, it is an Asus. And if you, let's see, we'll switch to the microscope here. If you look in the, if you look in the jack here on the side, get that in focus. So you can see that jack, the plastic bit in the middle there has been completely busted out of there. There's a lot of times I'll see jacks where the mounting has broken and the jack itself was just pushed back up in there, and it doesn't actually need a new jack. You can repair those other ways. But yeah, you knew it, huh? I think these, I really don't know how they end up that way. I think they fall off or of the table, or somebody bumps into them, and they end up broken like that. So anyhow, yeah, I see quite a few of them. Oh, sorry for the beep. Hopefully that didn't blow your ears out. That's our, oh damn, I did it again. Yeah, likely. That I really I forget to ask how they end up that way when they come in, but there's quite a lot of them that come in like that. And in my town here, I'm in a small town, and yeah, I forgot to switch the camera back. I'm gonna do this little antenna connector here underneath the scope here, and then I'll switch back. But thank you for reminding me, because yeah, that's the sort of thing that I find myself doing on YouTube that I need to learn. Like pushing the button and hitting stream, that's one thing, but trying to remember to switch scenes and switch views back and forth and things like that, those are things that I end up forgetting. All right, so we're going to switch back now. Now that we've got that little coax cable in there. And let's see, I'll try to get this. That's the other thing, is trying to make sure everything's in scene. When you're trying to repair something, and oh, you're in Elizabethtown? You're pretty close to me. I'm in Paducah. And I know Chris Long. Where is he? Bowling Green, I believe. But yeah, in Paducah here, there's a lot of other shops that do, screen repairs and virus removal stuff, lots of software, things like that. Yeah, I've been to several conferences in Elizabethtown back when I worked. There's a company here in Paducah called CSI. Many years ago. Yeah, I'm probably dating myself there, but anyway, a very long time ago now. We visited Elizabethtown for a conference, and I believe this was roughly 1995, and it was a conference there on networking gear, and I'm not talking about things like your home router or anything like that. This was gear that, like, a lot of it was made by a company called Burns, B-O-U-R-S-E, and this gear connected. It connected to a Unisys A17 mainframe. I worked in datacoms there, and there were many of these boxes that translated from an internal network protocol that I probably shouldn't talk about in public into TCP/IP and things like that went over dedicated T1 circuits that we had from AT&T. So a lot of that I can't talk about, just because of the nature of it. I mean, I had to be bonded for $3 million, just in case I stole a single penny from somebody's account, which seems a bit ridiculous, honestly. But especially in today's world, where you see people's information getting leaked every which way, no matter how good your security is, how much effort you put into it on your personal equipment, your personal gear, you get people like Equifax that use admin as a password. Oh, yeah, no, okay, so you're an IT manager. Can you tell me what company you work for, or is that too much information there? Yep, too much. Figured as much. Yeah, they don't like it when you talk about internal things like that. Especially when you're working for a... Oh, okay, so Hardix Wholesale? I haven't heard of them. Maybe I'll have to take a trip to E-Town one of these days, and we can, I don't know, maybe me and you can get together and go visit Chris Long, and we can all grab a bite to eat or something like that. Oh, wholesale and a retail side. Okay. All right. What do you guys sell? Just networking gear and things like that, or I have to look up Hardix, because I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, to be honest with you. But I've never heard of them. We for our conference, we went to Elizabethtown, and no, I don't like the way that feels. We got a hotel, which was right across from the conference hall that we went to, and we by the time we got there, it was late, and we all basically went out and got something to eat, and then came back to the hotel, went to bed, got up early for the conference. I believe it was 2 days. Yeah, man. Are you in Discord, on Lewis's Discord? If you are, hit me up there, and I think I've got a couple other trips coming up planned and things like that. But hit me up there, and we'll try to work something out. I guess I need to get a hold of Chris too, before we just kind of show up and surprise him. He's quite busy these days with his tiny human, and I'm sure. Well, and his first store, and he's opened a second location. I don't know where it is though. I don't know if if he's opened another one in Bowling Green, or if seems like I want to say he's opened one in Lexington, but I don't remember now. Oh, yeah, I have a single tiny human that's grown, and out doing her own thing in the world, working and trying to find her way in life. Actually, I guess she's not really so tiny anymore. Oh, did he close the second store? I thought had just opened it. Oh wow, 7 grandkids. I don't have any grandkids yet, thank goodness. She's I don't think she's really quite prepared for that just yet. She is married, but uh, I don't think I think they're working things out between themselves and their relationship and things like that, rather than thinking about kids just yet. She will always be you, yes, indeed. She has picked up so many of my habits, mostly my bad ones. Oh no, she's a good kid. She stays out of trouble, and she's got her a job here working in town. He's got a job. You know how it is. They're newlyweds, and uh, let's see here. I'm gonna go back to the microscope here for just a second. We're gonna connect this one last coax cable down here that I just mashed into the battery connector like a dummy. There we go. Alright, battery connector can go back. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Hopefully most of this was in the frame while I was doing all this, because like I said, I'm still trying to figure out all the YouTube. There's lots of extra buttons and doodads and whatnot that oh, come on, cooperate. Basically, I'm a complete noob when it comes to YouTube. So, my apologies if I make boring videos, or if I blow somebody's ears out, or you can't hear me, or some other random thing. What have I done here? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, and I can't see the chat now. Let's see. Get your first microscope next week. How am I braver than you? I don't understand that, because I tell you what, I have a fear of public speaking. I always have. And, boy, I'm blind. I need my glasses here. Doing this on YouTube, I mean, I did my first stream yesterday, and I mean, I was so nervous. I was sweating bullets, and yeah, something's not right here. Let's see. Let's back up here just a bit. I was sweating bullets, and it was rough. Oh, I'm streaming. You're not. Okay. Yeah, you know, honestly, here's the thing. Once I started doing it, like, I was nervous before I started, okay? Like, right before I started the stream, I was really super nervous. But after a few minutes of actually doing it, it was much better. It really did go from one of those things where I was really, 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 really nervous to just, I kind of fell into the work and got into the job, and I guess you got to keep up the dialogue and whatnot, but other than that, it was easier than I thought. And so far, the internet trolls and whatnot haven't come out and kicked me in the teeth just yet, so maybe I'll get lucky and they won't, but they do it to so many people. I expect them to do it to me eventually, so. Why am I having trouble with this last screw? Yeah, get in there. But a lot of it was that I really did, for a lot of my life, I had a major fear of public speaking. And this was sort of a way for me to face my demons, so to speak. Am I trying to put the wrong one in the wrong hole? Is that what's going on here? Surely not. Always organize my screws in a way I know how they go back in. Uh, okay, I'm gonna switch to a smaller screwdriver here. And see, right now you can't see what I'm doing because I'm an idiot and I haven't paid attention. I should zoom that camera out a bit more, I guess. Yeah, something is not right here. Let's see. Yeah, that is indeed true. They are everywhere. Um, I don't know if you like music or not. I mean, some people really are into it. I'm personally am one of those people that I really love music. I never cared much for rap. I mean, I have nothing against it per se. It just wasn't my thing. But there's a guy on YouTube actually, and his wife does. His wife does his videos, and he's a lyrical genius, I believe. Uh, his name is Tom McDonald, and there's a song called Buttholes. I know that may be offensive to somebody, but listen, you really got to look past what he looks like and things like that, and past the rap, and listen to the message that he's delivering. The whole world could really use a big dose of this guy's lyrics. Um, it really, I mean, I really never did like rap. I didn't, but I like this guy, and it's not all rap. It's okay. So we finally got all that back together. We're gonna close this phone back up. Let's see. Let me see if I can zoom out. So. One Weird Al Yankovic has one called "Asshole Son." I don't think I've heard that one. You know what? Funny thing is, when I was a kid. I don't know, 11, 12, 13 years old, somewhere around in there, and I started rewriting song lyrics. I'm just not really all that creative in the writing lyrics department kind of thing. So I started rewriting song lyrics to be funny, and my parents, they said, "Well, that's just you're wasting your time. You'll never go anywhere. You'll never do anything with that." And then it wasn't long before Weird Al Yankovic came out, and I just kind of face bombed a bit because, I mean, that's all he did, all his songs were somebody else's songs, with different lyrics and remixed. And boy, I'm having a hard time today. And that was when I figured out that, maybe I could have done something with that. Although honestly, I just really was not. I mean, I doubt I would have ever been Weird Al Yankovic. I doubt that I would have ever been that popular or anything like that. So they were, in all, they were probably right. But still, the fact that why have I got a Phillips screw instead of that does not go there. Let's see. That's two black ones. What have I done here? Oh, there it is. It got way out of. Anyway, so yeah, would I have been successful like Weird Al? But probably not. Was there a market for that kind of thing in the world when my parents thought there weren't? Wasn't? Yeah. Yes, there was. And you know, I wasn't really upset with him or anything like that, but still, it was a fun thing to do, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, it's doubtful I would have ever made any money on it. All right, so let me zoom out on this camera here because I don't think anybody can see anything, and I'm streaming to myself. Oh crud, this thing wants an update now before it'll uh, install later. Give me my zoom back. Let's see, did that, yeah. Okay, man, that sort of helped. Alright, anyway. Oh no, tell me I didn't. And this is what happens when you try to live stream. Anything that can go wrong will. So now I've got to open this back up here and figure out what I've done. Probably didn't get the battery plugged in all the way there. Yep, battery connector for sure. I'm sure if I rewind my stream, I will find me doing something idiotic somewhere along the way. So. Oh yeah, and I think I found the other screw here as well. Alright, so yeah, that looks a little bit, I mean, it looks like it's plugged in there, but it looks a little wonky. Could be that the battery is dead too, although it had a charge yesterday. Isn't that lovely? Let's see here. We're gonna try to prompt it with the charger here. And there we go, it comes on. If it boot loops, we'll know the battery wasn't connected good. What kind of station do you have now? Ta-da! Indeed. Hopefully it won't loop. When it's been on long enough now, it should have already done it if it was going to. Kesker 112. Isn't that sort of the is that the one with the TS80 tips or whatever, or is that the one that's sort of the Hacko replacement, or kind of the build-it-yourself kit? Oh yeah, okay. So the battery's at 0%. That makes sense. So try to boot with a dead battery, like the Hacko tips. Yeah, I think I've seen that one. Is that the build-it-yourself kit there? Or was that one that, oh man, I've done bumped my screws around. There we go. I think I've seen them both ways. The little black box, blue display, and you got the pre-built one? Yeah, okay. Why do I keep doing that? I think I'm still a bit nervous trying to stream and things like that, and getting distracted with the conversations and I've got to work on all of that. Try to get it down and get it worked out. I mean, you're not going to hurt anything putting these screws in the wrong direction or swapping them. It just won't work. There we go. That's better. Very fine tips. Yeah, you know, I recently got a micro pencil for my Hacko station, and I went from the JSO2 tip working on these phones to that micro pencil, and oh man, that's such a huge difference. I had a set of tweezers, the micro tweezers, micro hot tweezers, whatever you want to call them. And I've had those for quite a while, but I never did care for them. I really didn't. The tips never seemed to quite align right. And I have an FM 203 is the one I have. Yeah, I unplugged that battery and now we're rebooting again. As if anybody wasn't aware, when the battery is not there and it tries to talk to it, of course, the battery won't talk back and the phone will boot loop. Alright, so. But yeah, I have an FM 203, so I have the JS02 tip on one side, and then I used to have the hot tweezers on the other side, and now I've switched over to the micro pencil, and it's a world of difference. I would rather have a micro pencil any day of the week and over the tweezers. So, all right. Well, finish up settings. Not now. All right. So that's about it for today. My other job, the parts have not come in just yet, and so I'll leave it there for now. You guys have a good day, and we will see you tomorrow.